Hey! Hi, how you doing? This is Ryan, and welcome back to the Gamertron Show. What's happening to Battleborn is unacceptable. Period. I know I'm very late in addressing this topic, but better late than never. To get started, let's read through the official announcement from 2K about what's going to be happening to Battleborn. Hello everyone! Battleborn has been removed from digital storefronts, and we are now in the process of gradually sunsetting the game to focus our efforts and resources on other projects. So, what does that mean? At the moment, you won't see any effect if you own a copy of the game, but there are some things you should be aware of. After February 24th, 2020, you will no longer be able to purchase premium virtual currency Platinum for use in the game. The game's servers will remain active and the game will continue to be playable until January 2021. Once servers are deactivated, Battleborn will no longer be playable. And just to emphasize that, let's skip to the last bit of this announcement. Will I still be able to play Battleborn in any fashion? Example, the single-player campaign, peer-to-peer games, after the servers go offline? No! Once the servers are offline in January 2021, Battleborn won't be playable in any way. Battleborn won't be playable in any way. This game I paid money for, this game you may or may not have paid money for, won't be playable in any way. So, we're getting refunds, right, 2K? 2K? Gearbox? Gearbox? We're getting refunds, right? What's this? No word about refunds? Ooh. Now, if you've been watching my videos for some time, you're well aware that I'm usually vehemently against the outrage culture present within the gaming community. But this right here, this is a perfect example of something to be truly outraged over. I'm genuinely offended by this. The fact that there's no word, no hint about any refunds is, ooh, God. Now this is something to mobilize over. This is something to stir shit up over. This is truly unacceptable. First off, what the fuck, Gearbox? You and your publisher 2K are practically swimming in dough right now, with Borderlands 3 being a massive success, and 2K's other properties like Grand Theft Auto, Red Dead Redemption, NBA, just raking in millions if not billions of dollars. You're practically drowning in an excess of funds. You really expect me to believe you can't afford to keep Battleborn servers running? To be fair, I understand. Battleborn isn't a popular game, very small player base, not financially worth it. From a businessman point of view, it makes sense to shut down dedicated servers. But to not even attempt to make the transition to make Battleborn playable offline single player or replace the dedicated servers with peer-to-peer ones? Literally just making the announcement with no shame whatsoever that you're basically going to kill the game, make it unplayable in every capacity, shut the whole thing down. That's just... what? What was the point then, 2K and Gearbox? You invested millions of dollars into making this game. Just shuttering the whole thing is a colossal waste of money. Speaking of money, if you're going to be actually disabling a product that quite literally millions of people paid for, you better be ready to start offering refunds. I didn't spend money on Battleborn to just get access to it for a few years. I spent money on this to own this, for this to be mine. And now you've just announced by 2021 you're going to be taking this away from me? Well, if that's the case, I expect compensation. We made a transaction. We made a business deal. My money for a product. You are now taking that product away from me, so in return, I expect my money back. I genuinely really hope that enough of the true hardcore gamers in the community actually raise enough of a stink that something is done about this, that either Battleborn is preserved and made playable in some state when the servers go down, or we get our fucking money back. 2K can certainly afford to give out the refunds. And speaking of 2K, 2K is the only video game publisher I'm aware of that goes out of its way to kill its fucking games and make them unplayable. Sure, we have Activision with their gross incompetence, not renewing licenses and letting them expire and having some games removed from storefronts, but that's just laziness on Activision's part. They're not actually going out of their way to kill and make these games unplayable. You'll look at other publishers like Bethesda, Ubisoft, and even Electronic Arts, and they go out of their way to preserve their games. Even the financial failures, they still go out of their way to preserve those games and have them in a playable state. But 2K seems to actively want to destroy certain games and franchises in its library. Just look at Evolve. That's been removed from storefronts. It's almost impossible to get access to either the free-to-play version of the game or the old pay-to-play version of the game. And this is all by 2K's doing. 2K's actively going out of its way to make sure you can't play Evolve for some godforsaken reason. And of course, let's not forget about the mountains of dead sports games under their umbrella. Disabling the multiplayer servers on older titles to try and encourage you to buy the newer ones. Oh, so scummy, such a scam. I know this shouldn't come as a shock to me, because it's 2K, and 2K is a terrible publisher. They're remarkably greedy. But I'm shocked nonetheless, because you'd think it would be in their best interest to have as many active, available products out on the market to keep maximizing profits. People still buy older games, 2K. Why you're trying to de-incentivize people from buying your older titles is beyond me. Even other greedy publishers like Activision and Electronic Arts see the value in having people buy their older games. I don't understand why you have almost a vindictive stance against allowing your older games to exist. It's just so confusing considering that your older sports titles have always been massive successes. Evolve, despite the player base drop-off, was also a financial success, and again, Battleborn, despite the player base drop-off, was also a financial success. It sold millions, so I don't understand why they're trying to delete this game from history. I understand not wanting to spend the money constantly year after year, keeping the servers alive for a game that barely anyone plays. I get that. But making the games totally unplayable? Trying to erase them from history? Like, it's weird, man. It comes off as vindictive to me. Like someone at 2K, one of the 2K higher-ups, has a personal grudge against these titles. It's the only explanation that makes sense in my head because no other video game publisher does this. Don't get me wrong, some of the blame does fall on Gearbox for designing Battleborn in such a way that this is even possible to do. The fact that Gearbox designed Battleborn with no offline functionality, no option to easily opt out of dedicated servers to peer-to-peer servers, like this falls on Gearbox for designing the game in this way. They've never done this for any other title they've developed, so why they gave Battleborn this special online always only treatment is, again, bizarre. Now I know a game being online always and requiring a constant connection to the internet is nothing new, and it makes sense for certain live service multiplayer video games. But Battleborn? It already has a campaign that can be played completely single player. There's an option to play multiplayer matches alone by yourself with bots. I mean, like everything is there for Battleborn to be played single player, offline, no need for an internet connection. Like, it's all there. The tools are there. So again, it's weird that not even a minimal amount of effort is being made on the part of Gearbox and 2K to preserve Battleborn in any capacity. Because from both a businessman and even developer point of view, it wouldn't be that expensive or time-consuming. And again, this is 2K and Gearbox, they're stinking rich, they can afford it. So in the end, I can only conclude that this decision is being made, one, either out of apathy, that Gearbox and 2K just don't care enough to preserve Battleborn, or that this is coming from a place of malice, that someone over at 2K is genuinely vindictive towards this game and wants to wipe it from history. Either way, this is unacceptable. Not only is it unacceptable for the consumers who spent money to own this product, but it's also unacceptable to the hard-working men and women over at Gearbox who spent years of their lives making this game. How fucking disrespectful is it to completely wipe this game away from history? To wipe away all the hard work of the programmers, designers, artists, voice actors, and actresses? 2K is setting a very genuinely dangerous precedent. With Battleborn, with Evolve, with its older sports titles, going out of their way to make these products unplayable, unpurchasable? That's just unacceptable in my eyes. And even if you don't care about these games, Even if you don't like these games, this should concern you. Because what if it's one of your favorite games next on the chopping block? What happens when it's a game you care about? I don't know about you, but I want to be able to play and enjoy the games I played and enjoyed years ago, years from now. And even more so on a personal note, I really like Battleborn. I don't want to lose Battleborn. I very much enjoy the game. It's a unique first-person shooter with MOBA elements. There's so few games like Battleborn or trying to do what Battleborn is doing. And the characters, I love the characters in this game. They're colorful and unique and creative designs. The phenomenal voice acting. I don't want to lose all this. So please, if you can, if you have the time, contact Gearbox and 2K in any way you can, whether it be email, Twitter, Reddit. Just raise a stink about this. I know I am. I'm going to at least try. At the very least, if we can't save Battleborn, which will be a damn shame, such a damn shame. It'll be a sad day to lose the game, but if we can't save the game, then at the very least, 2K, give us our goddamn money back. We didn't all pay you money for temporary access, we paid you all for ownership. And as for you, gaming community, you're always on about in YouTube comment sections and Twitter on Reddit about rising up. Here's a chance to rise up against your corporate overlords. Here's your chance to put some bite into that bark. Do you mean what you say about wanting to improve gaming and make it a better place? Well, here's your chance to prove it. Unless, of course, you're just virtue signaling for social brownie points. Here's hoping in the end, something happens. Either we get to keep Battleborn or we get our money back. If we lost Battleborn and we lost our money, oh boy, that would suck, and I'd probably never buy another 2K product ever again. Gotta draw the line somewhere after all. Anyways, that's been a video. Bit of a bummer, but I feel like I needed to say something. I hope you got some entertainment value out of this video, and if you did, please remember to hit the like button, leave a comment sharing your thoughts, feelings, and opinions, and share the video on social media, Twitter, Reddit, Facebook, whatever. And if you want to help out and support me directly, well, there's always Patreon. Anyways, guys, that's been a video, and I'll see you all later.